Demonstrations against Mrs.
From
Gandhi.
the Golden Temple in Amritsar by Indian government forces. Scotland Yard said more than 20,000 people took part in the march through central London, but Sikh leaders put the figure at 50,000. The demonstration was almost entirely peaceful. Only 4 people were arrested. In Amritsar, sniper fire continued as Sikh rebels still held out around the temple.
11:30 this morning, and a leading Sikh intellectual leads family and friends in prayer at his Middlesex home. Clasping the ceremonial sword, the traditional symbol of power, he asks God's blessing for a peaceful protest. Within an hour, he's joined 30,000 others in the biggest demonstration of Sikh anger and resentment ever seen in Britain. The cries are for the death of Mrs. Gandhi and the downfall of her government. To these people, her army's storming of the Golden Temple, their holy shrine, was a brutal and unforgivable act. Effigies of the Indian Prime Minister attracted the full force of the demonstrators' fury.
The insult which has been inflicted on Golden Temple, they can never forget. The yellow ribbons which they are tying on their head show that they are ready to die for the cause, and there are a large number of them.
By mid-afternoon, the long and colourful march had set off along Oxford Street and on towards the Indian High Commission 3 miles away. The march leaders insisted on carrying their swords as a religious symbol. The police agreed. What they were not prepared to do was to allow the demonstrators to get within 100 yards of India House. Mounted police sealed off every approach, and other officers wearing riot gear were discreetly kept out of sight, but ready for any possible attack on the High Commission building. Effigies were set alight, but police managed to keep the marchers moving. Boisterous but peaceful then in London, but in the Indian capital of New Delhi, about 3,000 protesters smashed a police shelter and hurled the debris into the street outside the main Sikh temple. In the holy city of Amritsar, the Indian army have put on show the huge arsenal of weapons and ammunition they said they'd found inside the Golden Temple. The general who led the attack on Bhindranwale's men spoke on Indian television, interrupted frequently by the sound of sniper fire.
I have no doubt in my mind that they have received foreign assistance. From some of the weapons that we've captured, we can see clearly the identification we can clearly establish that these weapons have been obtained from China or Pakistan. They've got Chinese markings, and I'm sure they've been smuggled in through Pakistan.
There have been reports of 2 rebellions by Sikh troops over the attack on the Golden Temple. In one, as many as 200 soldiers were said to have taken 8 army trucks from their base in Bikaner and driven into the Punjab, where they were intercepted before they could reach Amritsar.
President